In 2005, we got our first look at the new design of the Dalek, commonly referred to now as the NSD. Either new style Dalek or new series Dalek. Nearly 20 years later, and we've still got the same design. If you compare that with classic Who, that changed their Daleks practically every time they appeared in a new story, even if it was either just a colour change or detail change, that's a long time to go without a change. They have tried and failed to introduce new style Daleks, featuring the 2010 Daleks in Victory of the Daleks, and the reaction to that wasn't exactly positive, and I'm the first to admit, when I first saw them, I thought they were a joke. I saw them on the cover of the Radio Times. I think there was some political thing going on at the time, so I thought someone had just done some art to coincide with that. Because they did look like, well, the pastel, the brightly coloured crayons, the Teletubbies, Power Rangers, Stupid Daleks. People had a lot of names for them. Over the years, I've grown to like them, and it's made me think about all the stories that they could have had if the BBC had had the guts. Because you've just designed 5 big, full-size Daleks, and you've used them you've used them prominently at the end of one story. They didn't even have a full story. That's the upsetting thing. It's they used them in the background of Asylum. They used the Supreme a few times, and then I think the most use they had was in that proms thing where they stormed the stage and threatened the composer. And it just made me think, what's going through the BBC's heads, because you don't need a massive redesign to make these Daleks look different. The Time Lord Victorious Daleks are a perfect example of that. They are basically NSDs with a few changes. The neck struts and the neck blocks are different. The eyes are slightly different. The ears, the arm. The arm itself isn't that different, but the attachment, you've got different attachments, which would be easy to do. And the colours and a few other details. It's not like they've completely redesigned them from scratch. You could take a new. I mean, I'm sure they've still got the molds for the 2005s, and they could make them. I mean, you could even commission fans to do it. I mean, I know you've used fan Daleks in. When you needed more than 3 Daleks. But yeah, you don't need to completely redesign the Daleks to make them new. I personally would love to see some different colour variations. I would love to see some blue and silver new series Daleks. I would like to see the Imperials again. I know there's a few fan theories that the NSDs are actually the Imperials. People are probably going to say, well, what about the other 2 styles of Daleks? Well, the Scrap Dalek was a one-off, and the ones we saw in Resolution, the last one, with when I first saw them, I thought, oh god, please no. Honestly, that design is even worse than the 2010s in terms of changing the Dalek shape. But, loath as I am to admit it, that story was actually pretty good. The context they were used was brilliant. I do think it was a waste of them designing another new Dalek, because as far as we know, all of those Daleks were destroyed by the NSDs, and if they suddenly appear off-world, then I'm going to have a problem with that, because I know Doctor Who isn't big on continuity, but they should be restricted to Earth, because that's where they were made. I'd like to think the BBC were maybe trolling people, thinking, oh god, are these going to be the new Daleks now? Which they weren't, and they shouldn't be, and I hope they're not. But the next time we see the Daleks, I really hope there's been some changes for the better. As I said before, you don't need to do a complete ground level redesign. So that's pretty much all I've got to say on that. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching.